Coronavirus numbers are mostly going up, but the hospitalizations are going down. There are more than 900 new cases have been reported in the last 24 hours with the COVID infections. 26 more people in the hospital, 9 people have died from COVID, and the positivity tested rate is down by 4.85%. In the last 24 hours for the coronavirus, 1,000 new cases of people have the coronavirus, bringing the total for these cases to more than 497,000 reported. 10 Marylanders have died, more than 700 people are in the hospital, and the statewide positive test rate is once again above 5%. The deadline quickly approaches for Maryland healthcare workers to get vaccinated. The state requires hospital and nursing home employees to prove they are vaccinated. Any worker not vaccinated will be tested weekly. The mandate was put in place to protect the state's vulnerable populations. Governor Larry Hogan says facilities that do not comply will be face higher penalties and fines. Maryland's fight against the COVID-19 is definitely not over. Again, more than 1,000 new cases have been reported in the last day, 10 more deaths were reported, and more than 770 people are currently in the hospital with the virus. A short time ago, Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott updated the city's coronavirus response. This comes a day after he announced a vaccine mandate for city employees effective October 18th. The mayor also reminded everyone there are several mobile vaccination clinics still taking place across the city until Sunday. The state reported nearly 500,000 cases with more than 1,200. 16 people have died. However, the positivity rate has dropped down, decreased. The state of Maryland reported for this coronavirus pandemic, and get this, ladies and gentlemen, more than 500,000 cases were reported. That is a huge numbers of the coronavirus cases that people in the state of Maryland have gotten their coronavirus tested in the last 24 hours. So as we now pass a 500,000 mark for total COVID cases in Maryland, the other numbers of the COVID-19 are 34 people are currently in the hospital across Maryland. We are now definitely have 800 people are hospitalized for the first time in months. But there is some good news, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We did hit another major milestone. 80% of all people in the state over the age of 12 have now gotten at least one COVID shot vaccine. The state reports more than 7.5 million doses administered. That is a very huge dose numbers. The ongoing battle against the coronavirus pandemic in the state of Maryland, the state recorded just under 1,200 new cases in the last day. The percentage of the positivity rate that people tested positive is below the benchmark of 5%. New data from the American Academy of Pediatrics shows more than 20% of COVID cases reported last week were among children. Cases in kids have exploded since July from about 38,000 weekly to more than 200,000. Almost 5 million children have tested positive for COVID-19.